Welcome to the GCN Tech Show.
This week we are talking about the fastest time trials ever, but on road bikes. 25 miles or 40 kilometres at over 50 kilometres per hour.
Rapid. Plus, we've got a new Argon 18, some new power pedals, a limited edition group set, your comments, and the Bike Vault. So, the fastest 25-mile road bike time trial ever, right? Last week, a 47-year-old record was broken twice in different locations.
Yeah, so first of all, in darkest South Wales, in fairly horrendous weather conditions, at the Port Talbot Wheelers 25-mile time trial. It's quite an iconic event, that one, isn't it?
I've done it many times.
Have you actually? Yeah. There we go then. An ex-pro and Olympic bronze medalist pursuiter named Caspar Folsom smashed the record, didn't he? He set an astonishing time of 47 minutes and 39 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely bonkers. That sort of legendary record that he broke was set by Alf Engers. Right, back in the 70s.
He might need some introduction to some people.
Yes, so Alf Engers was a legendary time trialist in England back in the 70s, and a bit of a character, and he was celebrated for being the first cyclist to break 50 minutes for a 25-mile time trial, averaging over 30 miles an hour. It was kind of seen as like the sort of 4-minute mile of cycling, and all the more astonishing when you consider that he did it on a drop bar bike with round tubes, because time trial bikes hadn't been invented.
No, there was nothing aero about his equipment at all. The only aero thing was him.
Yeah, his position was insane.
Yeah. We'll come back to that in a sec, I think. But what was, as you mentioned a moment ago, slightly bonkers about that day, it was that Folsom actually technically didn't break Alf Engers' record, because another person in the UK, 150 miles away in Hampshire, actually broke Engers' record about 2 minutes before Folsom did, didn't he? So this was a guy called Paul Burton, who is a 44-year-old bloke. So fair play, Paul.
Yeah,
sticking
and a company
it
director
to the youngsters, yeah.
Not a pro.
So he did 49.24, so he took 3 seconds off Engers' record. So he was the record holder. But then by the time he got back to the HQ of the race, he heard on the grapevine that his time had subsequently been beaten.
Wow, it's absolutely bonkers, that, isn't it? The fact that he held the record for like the shortest amount of time possible in such a like long-standing record. But the course that Folsom did his record on is the R25 3H in Wales. All the time trial courses in the UK have like crazy code names.
I've never managed to crack it.
It's another story. But like. It is a rapid course. There's actually it's known for having a gift hill in it.
What's a gift hill?
A gift hill is a hill that you get as a gift. So you go down it, but you don't have to come back up it on the return leg.
I mean, that sounds a little bit like cheating. Is it cheating?
No, because as long as... So the rule is, it's something like, as long as the finish is within 3 kilometres of the start, it's okay. It's something like that.
So you can have a 3K downhill?
You could, in theory, you could, if you could find the road that does that. But anyway, it's not a crazy long descent, but there is a descent that sort of helps you out a bit. Apparently he did 80 kilometres an hour down that descent, which is absolutely nuts.
Yeah. What struck me, though, about his record, because I did a bit of snooping on Strava, is just how low his power was. Okay, so I saw the picture of him, of Folsom, and he's not a little guy, is he? But he only averaged 335 watts. And yeah, part of it is that he was going at 80k an hour down a hill. But when you look at the breakdown, he'd obviously paced it to perfection. So the first
Especially considering the storm wind, so he had a long headwind at times.
Yeah, so the chunk at the start, he did 320, and then he did about 330, and then even into the headwind at the end, he was only doing 350 watts.
Yeah, and so I think just to be clear here, 335 watts, that's a lot for me. And it'd be a lot for most people watching, I think. But what you're saying is, to go 50 kilometres an hour on a road bike, that's low power.
He must be one slippery dude.
I'm sure he loves being described as a slippery dude.
Is that aero nerds unite?
They love it, yeah, they love it. I mean, yeah, it's I'd say that if anyone's going to be nailing this in terms of aerodynamics and pacing, it's going to be him.
He's got some creds, hasn't he?
He has some creds, yeah. So what people might not know about him, as well as being a former Olympic track cyclist, he now works for Uno X Mobility, the team, as an aerodynamicist and performance engineer. So he completely course modelled this time trial. He'd already worked out what time he was going to do before he'd even started the ride, because he'd analysed the weather and worked out a pacing strategy, where the wind was going to be and everything. So he's paced it to perfection, executed it, and he's obviously very aero on a road bike. I think it's good though, because he's practicing what he preaches, and it shows you that if you use power that you have where it matters most, you go faster in a time trial. That's good.
Is it really a road bike though?
Yes.
Because it did have drop handlebars, fine, but in all other respects, it's basically like a time trial bike, isn't it?
Right, so...
And he had time trial leggings on.
He did. Well, I think he did. I don't know. I've not seen a picture of the actual event, but in previous road bike time trials he's done, he's had his full legs covered, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. But
you
from a style perspective,
you wear an aero bra.
Yeah.
I don't think you can comment.
Even I have a line that I draw in certain places. It's not in the same places where your line is, but it's still a line.
To be fair, I'm relieved to hear that there is a point at which you say no to aero gubbins. Yeah. So yeah, there we go.
But yes, his bike was a Dare. I forget the name of it. I've written it down. A VAAFO aero bike. So that's I remember Dan found it at the Tour de France, and we filmed about it in a hot tech video. So that was the bike that Uno X were using last year as their sponsor. So it's really aero. It's really like deep at the front end, and he's got a very aero position on it. Narrow bars.
Oh yeah,
of course he does.
Of course he does. He wants to go fast.
Yeah, and I have also seen pictures of him when he's been on other bikes and set it up, where he does have levers right in, and he is holding them. He's got a very this sort of position, but it's all legal according to the rules by the CTT in terms of what's permissible in road bikes and stuff. Other weird things was his wheels, actually. So he had mismatched wheels. He had a deeper one on the front and a shallower one on the back. And maybe that's just a procurement thing of what he had available at the time rather than a...
when Specialized launched their recent wheels, they've done that, haven't they? It's the reverse mullet.
Yeah, and some other cool little things like an aero fairing covering up his front disc rotor as well. And one by 64 tooth chainring one by, which I can tell you from experience of riding that course in Wales, it finishes just below the Gift Hill. So if you've got one by and a 64 tooth chainring, then riding back up that hill is probably going to be harder than the time trial.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah. Right, so I'm intrigued, Ollie, okay, because you said a minute ago about Alf Engers. His ride was done in a time before aero existed.
Yeah.
So his body position looked amazing, right? But he did not have a skin suit. He had steel frame box section wheels. So how much of a benefit has Fulsac had compared to Alf Engers? How many minutes are we talking?
It's bonkers, isn't it? I think you've also got to say that Alf Engers' time was done in sort of optimum conditions. He was trying to break that 50-minute barrier for a long time, whereas this effort was definitely not optimum conditions with the stormy weather and stuff. And so Fulsac's set, he reckons he could have gone 30 seconds quicker quite easily, and he thinks that big sort of world tour hitter type riders could knock a massive chunk off it, which is quite mind-blowing. But it's at those speeds as well, it starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger. The drag penalty of having round tubes, box section wheels, and not a cutting edge sort of skin suit, to the point where it's minutes really. I mean, I think like Alf Engers is. I think the ride that he did back then is unbelievable.
We're talking 400s plus wattage wise, you reckon, for Alf to have done that?
I think it's got to be, hasn't it?
I would have thought so.
Yeah, he was Alf Engers. He's not the most famous cyclist, especially worldwide or anything, but he was a phenomenal rider. What I would love to do would be to get a really, really good rider today on his sort of equipment and actually see how close they get to what he did.
That would be super cool.
It would be good, wouldn't it?
That would be super cool. Well, we need a project, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes me think, though, like, all credits to Folsom and also Burton. Brilliant achievements. But if I was Alf Engers, I'd be a bit like, wow. I mean, you've kind of broken the record, but you haven't really, have you?
Yeah. I mean, it's night and day using modern equipment. But the good thing is, and the sort of wider thing, and one of the reasons why I wanted to highlight these records being broken, and is because the participation on road bike time trials is going from strength to strength, and it's really going up. And one of the reasons is because time trialing is it's an arms race. Right, like, buying time trial bikes is incredibly expensive, and everything's getting more expensive. And as a result, a lot of people can be priced out of the sport. But although you can still buy really expensive road bikes, it does level the playing field and reduce the barrier to entry, because most people, it's just not another bike you have to buy. You've already got one, so you can use that. And it's really good to see that the more people are doing road bike time trials, because it is a really good entry point into racing or doing more stuff. So yeah, all for it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. You going to do one?
Yeah, I think so. The season's really nearly sort of over now, but yeah, I've done some this year, road bike ones, but yeah, it's good fun.
Nice. I've only ever done one time trial.
Did well though.
Yeah. I mean, I should really go back. It was a road bike time trial. I borrowed your bike, didn't I?
You did like 19, just
2002.
2002.
Yeah,
that was it. I was thinking you were trying to get 18. I was like, no. Yeah, it was nice.
I was trying to go sub 20.
That's so fast though on a road bike. That is so fast. Like that is, yeah.
And to be fair, yeah, it would. But the funny thing is, going down a dual carriageway, as I had to, like, it didn't actually feel very fast. There's no perspective. I was just there, like, battering myself. I think it was good fun. I think
you can do. There are some really good ones.
Yeah. No, anyway, yeah, agreed. But hats off to those guys.
Yeah, nice. So we're going to begin Hot Tech with a new aero bike for you. So Argon 18's new updated Nitrogen Pro. Now, this thing has been relaunched and it's available in 2 carbon layups. You've got like an Elite one and a Pro one, sort of second tier below. The second tier one's available with Shimano 105, and then the top one comes with SRAM Red, Ultegra and Jura Ace. It's got clearance for 30mm tyres, has a T47 bottom bracket, fan of that. UDH hanger as well. More and more bikes going towards UDH hangers now. It looks aerodynamic. It does. Pretty cool, doesn't it?
It does. It looks super cool. I thought it was interesting that the big part of this launch was the partnership with Scope Wheels, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Basically saying, like, the bike is aero because of the wheels as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's an interesting spin.
They're designed as a system together.
They are.
Yeah.
And they're new Scope wheels as well for it, aren't they, I think?
Yeah.
Because they wanted them for 30mm tyres for real world. What did you make of the fact that they said it's not a bike for wind tunnels? They don't care how it does in a wind tunnel. It's optimised for real world.
It's interesting, isn't it? I think there may be... I mean, they've designed it with CFD, I saw, and all the rest of it. But I think wind tunnels still do provide a lot of value. But there is increasingly a thing where bikes are not designed in a wind tunnel, which is sort of how they designed things in the 1950s, whether it's planes, trains or automobiles, because they didn't have computers doing CFD. Whereas now what a lot of bike brands do is design something with CFD, and then they chuck it in a wind tunnel to basically tell them what they already know and take a load of photos of it for marketing. So yeah, I like, yeah, I mean, it's an interesting way. I mean, cynically, I would say it's a good way to differentiate yourself from other brands. But who knows?
Who knows,
It
indeed.
looks fast. It looks fast.
Does look fast, yeah. I'm a fan of that
drop
bike.
stays, they sort of remind me of the Colnago TT bike.
Yes, yeah, they do, yeah. Yeah, no, I like that. Big thumbs up. Right, what's next?
Garmin have launched 2 new computers. So they've updated their Edge computers. They've got the 550 and the 850 now. And they've also, which I think is a bigger story, is launched some new power pedals. So they've got the Rally 110 and 210 power pedals, which is quite interesting. The big striking thing, though, was the price of the pedals for me, which was, I mean, it's almost like double the price of Velo Aciomas. So they're seriously
Punchy.
backing their product, I think, if they're trying to compete with Velo, which are kind of sort of nailing the power pedal market at the moment. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, and there's less expensive ones coming out than those as well, I think, aren't there? Actually?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, an interesting one. Then we've got the Laser Velovox audio communication system. So is this a little bit like the one that you use?
Yeah, I'm going to get a picture of it so you can see what you think.
So you use the Senna system, which is like really well established, isn't it? It's also used by Picnic Post Airline NL.
So there you go. What do you make of this? It goes there.
Oh yeah.
You get it on, but you wear it on both sides though. You don't wear it on just one side. It's one on each side.
It looks pretty neat, doesn't it?
So So the idea is that you and 29 of your friends could all wear this and communicate with each other on a group ride.
Looks like he's got a massive pair of sideburns.
It does, yeah, it does. I've also seen some people wearing these things that are like noise deflectors.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
Some people have real issues with wind noise in their ears. So yeah,
it sort of looks like those noise deflector things, but yeah, it's a communication system, and yeah, similar idea to the Beacom 20 that I used in America.
For some people, that's going to be absolutely mega.
Well, I think as someone who has been dropped a lot in my life, there is that thing where you're on the group ride and you're getting dropped, but it's noisy or it's windy, and you're like, guys, wait, and then they don't hear you and they ride off, and then like 10 minutes later they're like, where's Ollie gone? Has anyone seen Ollie? It's
Mayday.
Yeah, I'm like, no, it's like, for that, I think it could be quite good for that.
Yeah, I think that's cool, right? And then this one, I was particularly interested in, being British, anything waterproof / windproof.
Yeah,
automatically makes me sit up and take note. So this is the latest version of Castelli's. Well, they're calling it Perfetto, aren't they? But it was the Gabba originally, and there's been quite a few iterations now. But this one is particularly interesting, right?
Yeah. It's the Perfetto Ross 3. They're calling it, and the big one with this one is quite a sort of big step for them, because it's now they've completely changed the fabric that it's made from, which is part of this larger thing that's happening within cycling clothing and all clothing in the sort of outdoor space, to remove PFAS chemicals, which are considered harmful for the environment. And so the issue though is that then a lot of these replacement ones aren't as effective in terms of the sort of water repellency and all the rest of it. So there's that. But the other interesting thing, because we got our hands on one, we were having a look at it in Megabase downstairs, and it's a lot thinner than the old Gabba. Like it's a lot thinner now.
It feels like a jersey, doesn't it? As opposed to like having that slightly kind of like almost neoprene-y feel about it.
Yeah, which they're saying translates into better breathability. But if you make it thinner, then it is probably going to breathe better. Yeah,
it'd be interesting. We've not used one, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I think one of the things they were saying, which is quite interesting, is that it's more of it's perhaps because of the way people are riding is changing, because indoor cycling is becoming more popular, and when the weather's bad, you basically just go, I'm just going to ride indoors. The sort of outdoor, the bad weather kit is kind of, it's going to be for slightly nicer conditions, so it can be lighter and more packable and things like that. I think that's part of it, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Zwift killed the waterproof jacket.
Maybe. We don't need them anymore. We just use Zwift, yeah. I don't know, yeah.
God, there's an interesting take on it.
Yeah.
Anyway. I'm not sure what I feel about that.
Have you seen the new SRAM Eagle limited edition group set?
Yeah, I've seen.
I knew you'd like this.
Yeah, so this is a new limited edition group set from SRAM for their mountain bikes to celebrate 40 years of SRAM since Stan Day invented the grip shift. And it's really cool, actually. We don't we don't typically see SRAM doing much in the way of anniversary.
It's more. I feel it's more of a Campagnolo thing.
Mine Shimano. Shimano have celebrated Dura-Ace over the years, but it looks super cool. So not many of these are going to be in existence. It's quite pricey, but yeah, very silvery looking group set.
1,987 because it's the 1987 group set.
There you go. See what they did there.
Yeah, but have you seen on the chain? It says like one of 1,987 on the chain. So does each chain? That's what I wasn't sure on. Is each chain individual? Like, does each chain say 2? 1,900.
Imagine that.
Then if you wear out your chain, then that's it. Like, oh.
Do you reckon if they accidentally made one more group set, so it was then like there were 1,988 versions, you know, they just wouldn't tell anyone? They'd just be like, oh crap, just like just keep quiet about it.
I don't know. I think it's really cool, but I think I'd be for more sort of special edition group sets. I think I'd quite happily live in a world where there's more of those.
Yeah. I mean, I'm never going to be able to buy one.
Yeah.
But it's cool they exist.
Yeah, it's cool.
And when they resurface years later, when someone's like, oh, I've got this in a box still, the Campagnolo 50th anniversary group set.
And I'm also going to put this out there. He's not here, so, you know, he can't say it himself. But I feel like Alex has sort of really started this mirror polishing trend. You know, because he just sits in his house furiously polishing Dura-Ace cranksets, which is probably what he's doing right now.
On his holiday.
Yeah, on his holiday. And then, and he did that video, and then it feels like there's a lot of that going on now.
True, but Alex also is a sucker for anodizing and also unicorn pee. So, I mean, to be fair, he just likes anything shiny, doesn't he, really?
Yeah, he's like a magpie.
He is a magpie, isn't he? But yeah, no, that's cool. I like that one.
So, under last week's show, we were talking about the fact that you can train with Dan, right? So, at the moment, we still have our Train with Dan series going, as he's trying to prepare for the Gravel Worlds.
Yeah, a couple more weeks, I think, aren't there?
Yes. What are the times? This is important.
Well, I can remember them because they're etched into my brain.
Yeah.
9 a.m. on a Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
And 11 a.m. on a Thursday morning. Yes, some people might say those are work hours, and some of us here at GCN might agree as well. But
well, Nigel Harrell commented on last week's show going, I'd love to do a training session with Dan. You'll just have to persuade him to do an evening one, as some of us have to go to work.
To be fair, Dan might be doing a Saturday one coming up because... He really, bless him, he really is struggling for morale. And so the only time he is riding his bike at the moment is when he gets to join all you lot on Zwift. That is his motivation at the minute. So I was like, well, why don't you just put more group training sessions together on Zwift?
There are some hill climbs that are on Cycling Time Trials website, if you want to enter them, that are in Bath on the 5th of October that Dan and me and Connor, I think, we're going to enter and do.
Nice.
So he will be riding his bike that Sunday as well.
Well, that'll be good training for him. What's that? 2-minute efforts?
Yes.
Brilliant. That'll make all the difference.
Well, it depends how much training is done. It might be 2 10-minute efforts.
Yeah. Right, Bear Bricks. This goes back to your talking point last week about ex-pro bikes.
Yep.
I have Mike Turnison's 2019 Tour de France Bianchi Ultra XR4. I got it for €3,000 with a power meter, full Dura-Ace tubular wheels, and I met him while on a training ride and rode with him for 1.5 hours. An amazing bike, and I still race it. That's pretty
cool. It's cool. A proper cool story. Although I can't help but think that when you met Mike Tunison, you were like, "Hi, Mike. I'm riding your old bike." he was thinking, "Oh my god, who is this? This person got like a wall of just pictures of me back in their bedroom." I'm sure you don't, but that's a nice story.
Yeah, I think that's very cool.
So your video on narrow bars. A comment here from Lily Lee saying, I think stem length has at least the same or more effect on handling as handlebar width in my experience, e.g. going from 80 to 100mm versus 120.
It does have a big effect on bike handling. Yeah, absolutely it does. I mean, I wasn't going to talk about that as well as the handlebar width, but Dan and I actually... years and years ago, did a little experiment for GCN where we...
Descending Cheddar Gorge.
That's right, yeah. And I think we had like an 80 a 110 and a 130 mil stem on, or something like that. And yeah, the difference it makes the way your bike feels is also dramatic. The different weight distribution, how much it slows the handling down. Both of us preferred the longer stem, actually.
Yeah.
On the bike that we put on. It was a Trek in Monda back in the day.
Yeah. With the sort of long stem and narrow bars, my Pinarello just feel really stable. I really do like it. I don't like it. But, yeah.
The debate of narrow handlebars has been rumbling on at GCN Megabase.
It's basically all we talk about.
Pretty much, yeah. but I think you and I agree to disagree on this subject, don't we? Because at the end of the day, what handlebars you use should really have no bearing on anyone else's.
Yeah.
Unless you accidentally hook someone else's handlebars because yours are so wide or so flared, and then you take them out.
Yeah, true. Who's the next comment from, Si?
Not quite sure how we read that one out.
Stitched you up there.
At B5V. Totally agree with Si. We're amateurs and having fun in a safe way is the key.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Let's all agree to disagree and crack on to the bike vault.
I'm glad you left out all the nasty ones.
Yeah.
Some people got very triggered by that video. But
yeah, me too,
anyway.
yeah.
They were from you, were they?
Right, so the bike vault, where you can submit pictures of your bike. There's a link in the description below to the uploader. Upload your bike pictures there, and then we'll judge them to either be nice or super nice. Where is the bell? It's there, behind you.
Oh, yeah. Got him.
So,
Andrew from Vermont. My custom-built Cannondale Super 6 Evo SE. Got the frame and just went for it. Built it for insanely steep gravel races here in Vermont, New England. Full SRAM Red Explore, 42th oval chainring, quad power meter, Hunt Limitless gravel wheels. Oh, not pictured, as these wheels were stolen. And Hunt sent me an upgrade as a replacement because they are awesome. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a customer service.
I also like that he's got a bottle opener on the instead of the front mech.
That's a Louth touch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
very
cool though. That is
that's a
spirit of gravel, isn't it?
Classic looking gravel bike, that one.
Yeah,
big fan.
I'm into that.
Yeah, you saying?
Yeah.
I've just suddenly looked. I think all the things are aligned, aren't they? All the little nerdy bits.
I mean, it's not quite. It's just such a beautiful location. It's a cool bike. There's a few infractions, but I'm letting them slide.
Letting them slide. All right.
Next up, we've got this Massey.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Yeah. So this is from JC from BC.
Nice.
Yeah. That looks absolutely mega. So it's a Massey Special Sprint. She's received as a gift.
My first fixie, my first steel frame, and my first orange bike. We've done pretty well out of all of those. What I like, and this is very nerdy, is the Thompson stem on there, which looks super cool.
I've got a feeling that would be your dream commuter. Something like that.
So I am building a fixie
with a brake on it
to commuting. Well, 2 brakes actually, because I don't like the idea of just. It's just not symmetrical, is it? But yeah, that is wicked. Yeah, I really like that actually. Nice cranks.
It is cool, isn't it?
We don't know what cranks
that is a super nice.
Yeah, super nice. Okay, done.
They look like they're polished though, those cranks.
Next one, Willy Dog. Yeah. From the other side of the pond, located in sunny Northern Californian city of Davis, is the USA Bicycling Hall of Fame. Hold up. This is also where you'll find my all-rounder Dogma F10 rim brake with full Dura-Ace Di2 11-speed drivetrain. Ceramic bottom bracket, pulleys, Zip 303 Firecrest. That is pretty cool.
That is really cool, isn't it? It's I tell you what, it's a tiny one as well. It reminds me of when I sort of done a pro bike on Richie Port's Pinarello or something back in the day.
Yeah.
It was that sort of size.
That's a lovely looking bike.
It is, but there's something that's bothering me about this.
Go on.
The way in which the sort of most delicate part of that carbon frame on that particular area of the top tube is leant against that sort of precariously sort of metal railing, and it looks like at any moment it's sort of going to roll backwards on these super smooth ceramic bearings that it has, and then sort of just fall down and smash itself to pieces.
I mean, I agree. There is a part of me that is wincing for his paintwork.
Yeah. I can't condone that kind of behaviour.
I mean, maybe Willy Dog has put something underneath the tyres to stop it rolling back, just out of shot.
Well, he's cropped the bottom of the image.
Yeah, but I agree. I mean, that is, you're risking it for a biscuit, aren't you?
Yeah, I do like little bikes though. Little bikes, I think look really cool because also your chain ring looks bigger.
This is true
In proportion to everything else.
What are you saying then, Ollie?
It's a nice.
Yeah, it's a nice.
It's a nice.
Okay. Right, so we've got this from Bike Guy Honor.
Yeah.
This is a Canyon Ultimate CF SLX post-crash rebuild.
That looks really smart.
Doesn't it? So his son and him had matching Team Movistar Canyon Ultimates, but a crash during a race in June meant a rebuild. So he's gone from Movistar Blue to Stealth Black, and he's also got a new fork and cockpit as well. That is pretty rude, isn't it?
That is really smart. That is a very smart bike. Those, I just think on some bikes it can be a bit too busy, but on the right bike, like tan walls like that, it just sets it off, doesn't it?
Yeah, massive fan of that. I think that's a wicked looking bike.
It's well presented. I mean, that is a super nice every day of the week.
Super nice.
Yeah.
There we go.
Next up, Jake to the B. Okay. Managed to be like Missy to the B or whatever she's called. That one that went viral. Anyway, doesn't matter. So he's sent an updated photo of his bike because last time it was submitted, it was just a nice, I'm afraid.
Okay.
So they've
said he didn't like my wheel stickers last time. Is that what you picked him apart?
They were mismatched, yeah.
Right, okay.
So it's their Monda SL6 and it's been updated, right? And this is what I like to see. And look at that, it's got a shadow stand, which has somehow turned yellow. Like
That is a very nice looking bike, isn't it?
It is. It's very smart. It's great. It's a good photo.
Yeah.
I'm going to nitpick here.
Oh.
I'm going to nitpick. The rear tyre has not been mounted perfectly so that the logo is perfectly centred on the valve.
But the front and rear are the same, at least. They're both similarly mismatched.
Yes. He sort of aligned the valve with the P on P0.
What letter would you align it to?
I would align it to the centre of the logo. So probably around where the sort of E falls.
So you're saying that Jack to the B needs to send it in again, having tweaked the alignment of his tyres? I
don't know if I can make him do that. I think it's amazing that he's already resubmitted and taken like a really professional photo. I think it's brilliant. We can super nice that. We can super nice that because at least only because they're matching front and rear.
Okay, you've scraped it, Jack. Or Jake, I should say, rather. Yeah. Sorry about that.
I think that's the last one for this week.
Cool beans. All right.
Yeah.
All right. What is coming up on GCN Tech?
Yeah, we don't do that on the Tech Show.
Do you not?
No.
But how are people going to look forward to what's coming up?
They're just a surprise.
Trust you guys.
People
it's
love
going to be good.
Surprises. Yeah.
Although
there is a cool video coming out this weekend that Alex has done on why you won't see ceramic disc brakes on bikes.
Okay. Well, one thing we should do before we go is to remind everyone to enter the competition. So you can potentially win a pair of Elite Wheels Drive 2 wheels, which are super
the new
nice.
Updated ones.
Yeah, 1,300 grams, 50mm deep, carbon spokes, ceramic bearings, hooked rim design.
Updated hubs that are mega.
Yep. If you want to enter that competition, then you can hit the link in the description beneath this video and you will get taken through. There are one or two countries that are exempt from that competition, I'm afraid. I'm not entirely sure why, but these things are out of our control.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know whether it's global geopolitics or post. Don't know. Can't possibly comment.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. Cool. Right. We're going to go now. Love you. Bye.